Major shakeup in the U.S. intelligence community. The Trump administration fired the director and deputy director of the National Security Agency, according to lawmakers on the intelligence committees and former officials. It's not clear why they were let go, but it happened after a meeting with far-right activist Laura Loomer. The White House ended up firing at least 3 staffers on the National Security Council and other officials. A source tells CNN Loomer came to the White House on Wednesday with a list of about a dozen people she claimed weren't loyal to the president's agenda.
Laura Loomer is a very good patriot. She is a very strong person.
Did she have anything to do with the NSC aides who were ousted?
No. We're going to let go of people that we don't like, or people that we don't think can do the job, or people that may have loyalties to somebody else.
President Trump denies that she had a part in the decision. Bringing back the group chat, and Jim Messina, you were like excited about this during the break.
Right.
You've got some concerns. What are they?
This really pisses me off.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. I've been in the White House Situation Room for these discussions. What you realize in that room is there are no good choices. There are choices that get people killed. And what you want around you are the best career, foreign service, and national security people advising you on these decisions. And to say that these people were fired because they weren't loyal to the president, Audie, that's not their job. Their job is to be loyal to the United States of America and give their best advice. And letting Laura Loomer, someone who said that 9/11 was an inside job, letting her decide who those officials are is beyond terrible behavior. And it continues to go to this overarching theme of the Trump administration that we're letting these right-wing fringe people make decisions about our national security, and they shouldn't be anywhere in those rooms.
Okay, so Jim, you said a couple of things here I want to underscore. You've been in a situation room that you think career officials are actually who you want in that situation, and that loyalty is not the ideal credential. Rob, I want to turn to you, because whether or not we have the exact specifics here on her role, it's not denied her influence. So what's the point of your cabinet? What's the point of your National Security Council if, kind of a random on the internet can get a meeting and just tell you what they think?
Well, President Trump listens to a lot of different voices. Let's face it, people who are working for his administration and people who are on the outside. And I think that that's probably one of the benefits that allows him to keep in touch with the American people and what the pulse is, Audie.
But does that mean he has confidence in the people he's working with? It sounds like not, if he's still doing loyalty tests.
One of the things that he learned from his first term, and I agree with Jim on this point, that you do want the best people in the room, but you also don't want people in the room who are actively working against what your agenda is and what you're trying to accomplish. And I think that that's what Sergio Gore and the Presidential Personnel Office is trying to do with the people they hire for this administration. They're on a record pace in terms of bringing in people to serve in this administration, which is a far change from what they did during that first term. And so, yes, they're not always going to be in that box that President Trump is going to want, and that's why I think he fired these individuals.
Yeah, when Loomer was on the plane during the election, everyone got all kind of fired up. What is she doing there? And there was a conversation about gatekeeping and the job of the chief of staff and who has the president's ear. How are you seeing all this, the way this chapter is unfolding?
So this chapter reminds me of chapters in the first Trump administration, where you had people getting access to the Oval Office that the more traditional professional staff was concerned about. And it was always, remember, we always used to talk about the adults in the room, and the adults in the room would keep these people at bay or wouldn't allow them in. Well, that's not something that is very Trump one. You're not hearing the open concern in the same way. Yes, you heard it on the campaign trail, that senior staff really trying to keep the kind of fringe figures away, but that doesn't seem to be the